Hey, just wanted to remind you to pursue yourself. Don't conform to societal pressures and the people around you or online, glorifying relationships and how wonderful it can be. When it's your time, you'll know, and your time will come. But if you find yourself alone right now, you gotta see the value in it. There's people who don't get that alone time until it's too late, until they're in a retirement home or on their deathbed. And, then what? Then they really have no one. And what can they do? Just wait till death comes. I've known a lot of people who have been in and out of relationships since they were young, like since school. And now that they're a grown adult, they don't really know what they want or what they like and don't like, what their interests even are. Quite lost as people, and that's because they've spent the most pivotal years of their life learning about other people who are going to be in and out of their life just like that. And in my opinion, I just think you should spend this time learning about the person who's always going to be there for you at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, even at the end of your life, you're the person who's always going to be there. So spend this time learning about you. You should study yourself. Study your desires, your real deep-rooted desires, not just urges. I also think it's very easy to tell the kind of people who have never spent time alone, never self-reflected or written in a journal about how they feel or how their life's going or how they even want it to go. And, it's the kind of people who go through an identity crisis. I'm not being critical because it's something that I went through myself. In fact, it's part of life, to be honest, the identity crisis, figuring out who we are. But I think some people just never ask the question. Some people never ask why they're here or who they are. Also, as young people growing up with social media, we're very, very vulnerable to a particular virus called limerence. It's basically the strong desire for the reciprocation of someone else's feelings. So becoming very attached to someone and really wanting them to reciprocate. And when we're really fantasizing over someone, we often make the situation a lot bigger than it is, make this person way more important than they actually are to us. And this can just cause destruction. I mean, anything that we find when our mind is directing in the lustful energy, it can only lead to destruction. And it's the same as going on dating apps, looking for love. When we're trying to find something, we're not trying to start a family by going on Tinder, are we? We want something to happen, something quick and pleasurable to happen, someone to validate us or something like that. And that's why we can't ever find anything real that way. So I bring up limerence because it definitely is a virus, because it's something that, as I said in the beginning, getting caught up in societal pressures, people glorifying it, making relationships seem great at a young age, specifically. But the reason why limerence is so important or is such a heavy topic in pursuing yourself is because the cure for it is self-reflection and self-worth. Just realizing that you don't need anyone else. And something I've spoken about before is understanding that no one else in the world, no one else can complete you, but only you can complete yourself. That's why I talk about self-mastery. That's my whole thing, self-mastery. It's understanding that you are complete already. No one else can do it for you, Also, understanding that you're already complete as you are is something that you'll never truly grasp the concept of until you've spent time alone and until you've discovered yourself. And I'm also not saying that you should avoid relationships or, ignore people, ignore the opposite gender just because even if that's the same gender, I'm not judging, whatever you're into. But I'm not saying you should ignore any opportunities, but I'm saying don't go out of your way to look for something to happen, because as I've said previously, that's not how something real is found. So what I'm saying is focus on becoming the best version of you, because there are some great people out there that are just waiting to meet you. And how great would it be if they finally cross your path and you've done all the groundwork, put all the blueprints in place, you become exactly who you want to be, or at least are on the path of becoming who you want to be. And then you meet your person. You want to be worthy enough to be able to partnership with them, because I'm sure if they're meant for you, they would have done the inside work themselves too. But also, what a shame it would be to meet that person and realize that you spent this time focusing on other people, looking for someone else, looking for validation when you could have validated yourself. You could have been getting stronger physically, mentally. You could have been writing in journals about yourself, about where you want your life to go. You could have been reading books, about philosophy, even self-help books. You could have done this inside work, but oh no, the right person has come and you weren't eligible for them, What a shame that would be. I don't want to scare you, but it's just something that I think about. Like, I used to really go out of my way to, focus on how I look, focus on my appearance, to make sure I look the best, for just in case that person is, at the corner shop, for example. What if I'm just pop into the shop and the person that I'm supposed to meet is gonna be right there? But really, that's not the mindset to have. You should have spent this time building up the person you want to be, mastering yourself, honing your craft, and diligently working for yourself, not just for more money, not just for greed or for more items, but becoming a greater you, becoming the you want to be. So, go out there, do great things, and experience life. Because you know what? Another thing, I remember one time I was talking to an older person for intimate reasons, I'll say that. And multiple times it would come up in conversations on phone calls or whatever, just talking about what we've done in our life. And she was telling me all these great things she's done. And when it came to me telling her about what I've done, I was like, man, I'm young. I haven't really done shit. I haven't done anything. That was a while ago, and in that time I traveled to a different continent. I've been all around the world, and I've done things that I'm really proud of and grateful for. So just do that. Focus on becoming the best version and keep that up for the rest of your life. And, you don't have anything to worry about. You're not missing anything. You won't miss anything that's meant for you. And yeah, that's all I have to say. I would also say, like, as a bonus note, I don't make my videos for anyone specifically. As I said, I put them out there, and if it helps anyone, that's great. But I will say, specifically for young men right now, you see, all women are very emotionally intelligent, and as young men, in comparison, we're very fickle. I don't know how, but they know what we want at all times. They know what we want. And that's why, like, before we're at an age where we're very spiritually mature, mentally mature, and always mature, we're always going to lose to women. I'll be honest. They're going to take what's theirs. They're going to take what they want and leave us attached and broken. There's no disrespect to women, but it's the truth when we're not prepared for it. So, look, just focus on you, focus on being better. That's all you have to do. Thank you very much. I've been Master Alfred. Peace and prosperity your way.